enjoy being single. Work on yourself. Enjoy the solitude. Enjoy the peace. Eventually, someone is going to come along and they are going to sweep you off your feet. But right now, enjoy it. Enjoy being alone. Because with every relationship comes problems. Regardless if it's a good person, regardless if it's your soulmate, every relationship is going to run into issues. So enjoy your peace. Enjoy your solitude. Enjoy being alone. And just wait for God to bring the right person to you. Wait for God to show you who the right person is for you. Don't be hasty to jump into the next relationship. Don't be hasty because you get sad or you're bored or you're alone. Enjoy the singleness and wait for God to bring you your person. Don't make any stupid mistakes and waste more years of your life with the wrong person.
Okay, God! Let me have it!
Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but if you join the church with the idea that the bro in the sky owes you something simply because you read the Bible and sang a few songs, then you're just straight up delusional. That's the one thing these church invaders will never understand. And if you're at the point where you're convinced that the man upstairs is going to save you with a man, then you got it all backwards. I mean, just ask that guy Job. Now, you obviously joined the church because you were under the impression that you'll find a good man, and all you need to do is play pretend until you find one, but that's not how it works. I can assure you, sister, you had plenty of chances to get with good men, but you deemed them unworthy. Now you're in your car, trying to cope with being alone for the rest of your life, and you're asking the Father of all creation to throw you a life preserver. But how do you know he hasn't already thrown you half a dozen? There ain't much that guy can do if you keep throwing them back for not being pretty enough, and that is all on you, sister.
Amen.
Can't even trust what guys have on their dating apps. For example, there's a guy that I swiped on and then we went on a date because his profile said he was emotionally intelligent, he's done the work, he's grounded, he's present, he knows how to be a good partner. Had all the buzzwords. Went on a date with him, talked about how he hasn't been dating the last 2 years, he's been in a men's circle for the last 2 years, learning how to be a great partner, learning to heal from his trauma, all great stuff. Had an amazing first date. I left being genuinely excited about this guy. The next week, the conversation was a little dry. We weren't really able to line up our schedules. He kind of lives far away. And I actually tried to end things because I just felt intuitively like something was off. So I sent him a message saying, hey, we live kind of far apart. Our schedules don't really line up. Maybe this isn't a good idea. He's like, no. I really like you. I want to go for it. Let's do it. We can do it. I believe in us. Let's do lunch next Wednesday. Today's next Wednesday. Wednesday rolls around. We picked a place yesterday. I text him saying, hey, what time tomorrow? Never heard anything. Wake up this morning, day of lunch. He never responded with a time. Sent him a text and I was like, hey, listen, I really value communication. That's something I absolutely need when I'm dating and in a relationship. You're not giving me that, so I wish you the best. No response. This is a man that's talking about how he's been in a men's circle for the last 2 years working on himself and how to be a good partner and how to be in his healthy masculine. And this is how you act. I don't believe anything anyone says. It's exhausting.
Well, what did the police say?
You know, I'm not hip with all things men, and maybe you fine gentlemen and gents could illuminate something for me. What in the hell is this broad talking about? A men's circle that teaches men how to be better simps for women over the age of 30? Now, don't get me wrong, this niche has plenty of men who have each other's backs over getting traumatized, humiliated, and straight up mistreated by women, and by choosing to get stronger, we do it for ourselves, not for women who are still clinging on to hopes that they'll actually find a guy they want on a freaking dating app. But it sounds to me like this guy was just telling this broad everything she wanted to hear, and once he realized it was going to take an hour-long commute just to score it with a clogged-up demon-gasm of lukewarm mayo, it just wasn't worth it. I mean, face it, woman, you got played. That's all the dating apps are good for nowadays, and you must be a special kind of smooth brain for not getting that when literally 95% of men figured that out almost a decade ago.
You know that. Of course I do, sir. Everybody knows that. Of course we do, sir.
I swear some women don't understand that their boyfriend, husband, whatever, just doesn't like them. And of course, they're like attracted to them. They like them intimately. They like what they can do for them, but they don't actually genuinely like them. I'm currently leaving TJ Maxx and I was just inside walking around. And as I was in the women's apparel section, I heard this woman talking to her boyfriend, husband, whoever he was to her. And she like held up this outfit and was like, what do you think about this? And he looked at her barely even looked at her, honestly. He was like on his phone, barely looked up, glanced, looked back down, and then said, babe, you know you really can't pull that off. Like, your body's just not made for that. And she was like so embarrassed. And she's like, what do you mean? And he just looked at her like she should be embarrassed for asking. I interjected and I said, girl, you would look fabulous in that. Now, this is not about lying, honestly. This is not about like gaslighting or lying somebody, telling them that they're gonna look great in something they wouldn't. There was absolutely nothing wrong with her body. Like, she actually had a really nice body. And the outfit she was holding up would look adorable on her. I so badly wanted to be like, your man does not like you. He only likes what you can do for him in the bedroom. And that's it. I will never again be with a man who doesn't like me. I can assure you of that. I'd rather be single the rest of my days than to be with a man that doesn't like me. No thanks. Wild.
A smelly fish.
And it's not a cod.
Lady, the only piece of that story that's even remotely plausible is how you were eavesdropping on an interaction that had nothing to do with you. But you did not interject a thing, because if you did, that guy would have told you to shut up and to mind your own business, which is something that he would have every right to do. Now, what you're saying makes no sense at all. Why would a man open up his home, his wallet, and every single aspect to a woman that he doesn't even like? Now, I don't care how great the poontang is. It's not going to be worth signing over everything he's ever worked for just to be able to be with a woman that he despises. And that's why you're single. Once the men realize how terrible of a significant other you are, they just give up and leave you because, well, you're just not nice. And if you want to be single for the rest of your life, then settle for a guy that you'll openly resent, then has a bona fide representative for the proud members of the illustrious Bottom 95% Club, we all deem your terms to be acceptable.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
Ladies, do you know what it is? When you don't care for his approval, you don't need validation from him, he basically has nowhere to go from there. He has nowhere to go from there but to serve you and to please you. Simple. Simple, that's it. That's it. When you're unimpressed, when you're unbothered, he wants to impress you. That is how it works. That is when they become obsessed with your energy. I don't care, I'm just here existing. I am just here existing. I'm not bothered. I don't care. I don't need validation from a man. I don't seek approval from a man.
Liar, liar, liar.
And I'm just here existing. And I've got people obsessed with my energy. I've just got people obsessed. I've got people sliding down walls. Haunted by the thoughts of me. And I don't do anything. I'm not even doing anything. I'm literally just here being me.
Well, I gotta hand it to you, sister. You are a bit haunting. Not because men are obsessed with you or anything like that. Far from it. If you had men obsessed with your energy, then where's your ring? Where's your family? I mean, come to think of it, where's your father? Do you think he'd be proud of the fact that his child became an entitled brat who completely screwed up so badly that she severed the family bloodline and rendered all that he sacrificed for you to be completely worthless? I mean, sure, you imagine that men are obsessed with you, and you may think that you have men wrapped around your finger, but it's really the other way around. You're obsessed with the men that you desire, and when you're alone in your bed every night, you hope and wish and pray that one of those men will suffer a closed head injury that is so severe that he'll find you desirable. And sure, those men might be haunted by you, but that's just because they regretted sleeping with you and your obsessive ass.
Holy God! You're strong in the Lord! In the power of his might! You're strong in the Lord! In the power of his might!
Do you want to know why I'm not scared to age?
No, and I don't care.
Like, it literally just, I get so excited to age. First of all, it's a privilege. But at 54, Bethany Frankel literally killed the Sports Illustrated runway walk. She killed it.
That's not only unethical, Reginald, it's illegal.
She killed it. That was her show. That was her show. Do you see how we're all reposting, retweeting, watching it again? Like, she is it. She is the moment. She was the moment. Why? Because confidence just increases with your age as a woman. Confidence just gets so much better. You're locked, you're loaded, you are sure of yourself. You know the world and you know yourself and you know the way things work and they run. And she is the epitome of someone who is confident, running circles.
What?
Oh, Agatha, you silly, demented little pelican. You don't know what you're talking about. But more importantly, I have no idea what in the hell you're talking about. Who in the hell is Bethany Frankel anyway? Well, let it not be said that I live my life with 100% ignorance, so let's just go ahead and give Agatha a chance to fail and take a look at who this broad is. Wow, what a hottie. So let me get this straight, Agatha. You have no problem wasting your youth, your fertility, and your future because some old hag walked on a runway that nobody's talking about? I mean, you do realize that her body's like 92% Botox, scar tissue, and plastic surgery scraps, right? And apparently having all of that confidence is somehow going to make you even more desirable, but all it does is make you more insufferable. And Agatha, I gotta admit, you take the freaking cake in that department. It's actually kind of impressive how you're able to do that, especially coming from a woman who can't even use the word literally without completely screwing it up.
Who? I don't even know who else walked. I literally don't even know who else walked. I don't care. I don't care. Running circles around the young ones. Please run circles around me. I love that. I love when an older bitch is like running circles around me. Please do it. That's what I have to look forward to. That's what I want. So anybody who thinks that, oh my God, you expire after 30, you're like getting older, you're dumb. You're literally dumb. Absolutely not. You just get hotter, fire, more sexier, more sure of yourself, and more confident as you age as a woman. I love to see it. She looked good as baby.
Are you sure?
All right, well, I'm glad that you're happy with the fact that some magazine that's desperately trying to get back its readership by ditching fat people for old people. I mean, let's just face it, despite the fact that nobody wants to see fat chicks modeling in bikinis for Sports Illustrated, those guys decided to pander to a new audience, and that is the hopelessly single women over 30 demographic. I'm not exactly sure why, though. You don't consume their product, you barely know English, and you're clearly broke and can't even afford a copy of Sports Illustrated. And as much as I wish I could say that I'm happy that you're happy, I really couldn't give a damn, Agatha. You've already decided to stay single for the rest of your life, so who cares if you wish to be single? More power to you. On behalf of all men, I think it's safe to say...
All right, you got it. That's great. Thank you. No further questions.
And that is exactly why I want to say thank you to every single member of the Bounty Board over on Patreon for their support. You guys are some of the best damn patrons in the known universe, and for that, I salute you. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content you're not going to find on YouTube.
Since it's my first single girl summer, I came up with some rules for cool girl summer. Number 1, no chasing, only attracting. We are the queen, we are the empress, like, come to me, okay? We're in our divine feminine. Be the muse, not the moment, okay? We are leaving these men with an impression. They will never forget us because we're the muse, we are the empress, we are the queen, okay? And they'll never forget us. Only text back if your soul agrees, okay? If they text you and you're like, oh, don't respond. But then if they text you and you're like, oh, respond, okay? Pay attention to your intuition, okay?
Great plan.
Thank you.
He likes your plan, Chief.
Lady, there is no easy way to tell you this, but if you were an empress, then your empire is on the verge of a massive bloody coup d'etat where your only sworn defenders are weak-ass simps who will run away at the first sight of lightly armed revolutionaries. Your plan is just completely and utterly stupid. The men that you want will never chase you. They don't really have to, and that's because you'll chase after them. And there's one thing that you need to know about these men. If you're a queen, then they are god emperors who are on the lookout for additions to their harems, and if we're being perfectly frank, the fact that you're ruling over an impoverished nation that's on the verge of structural, societal, and economic collapse is not doing you any favors. You'll inspire exactly nobody, you'll attract exactly nobody, and your name will be remembered by exactly nobody. And that's because there's nothing worth remembering. That's why you'll fawn over these guys, and those guys have already formulated their ghosting strategy after porking you a few times.
Make yourself proud before trying to make someone else impress. period. We are doing things that make us feel good about ourselves. We're not thinking like, oh, if I post this, then they're gonna think this. No, we are doing whatever the fuck we want because we are the main character, okay? If he doesn't plan, you don't go. Okay, we are not planning dates. If a man wants to take you out, let him plan it. Otherwise, I would rather be at home, okay? Stay high maintenance with your standards and low maintenance with your response time. We don't owe these men anything. You know, like they're lucky that they get to experience our energy, okay? So be mindful about how much you give. Have a roster, in theory.
That's why I praise the Lord for prostitutes.
I hate to break it to you, sister, but if you were a main character, not only would I set that book on fire so I'd never have to read it again, I would also call the bookstore, demand a refund, contact the publisher, and chew them out for making such a poor decision to publish a story that's so dull, uninspired, and lifeless. Then I'd spend exactly $1 to obtain the movie rights so that your story will never see the light of day. You are not a main character. You're not even the side character. You're merely an extra who is paid scale to show up to a beach scene to look mildly attractive. You have nothing to offer, even less to say, and you can't even come up with anything original for your summer list. I mean, you can't even add in some water balloons or maybe some axe throwing. I mean, come on, woman. If you're going to try to be the main character, then the very least that you can do, for all of our sakes, is to be mildly interesting. But to be fair, that's probably too big of a leap for someone like you, so forget I ever said anything.
Okay, first of all, we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket.
Liar, liar, liar.
There's definitely, you know, like the top contender, but we don't want them to know that they're the top contender. We are playing chess, ladies. We are putting them through a little competition. What man doesn't like a little competition? It actually makes them want to chase you more. Third date rule, okay? We really need to get to know someone before we let them in. We are not sleeping with them on the first date. We need to get to know someone because when you are literally like touching souls, okay? And like that affects your energy, and we are not letting some bunk ass men mess with and water down our energy, okay? So let's get to know them. If it costs your peace, it's too expensive. This is Cool Girl Summer. We are prioritizing our peace. If a man is too chaotic, then gone. Cut him out of the budget. Let him wonder, never let him know. You might really like him, but you're not going to tell him that. You're going to leave him guessing because it's Cool Girl Summer, okay?
No.
Lady, why are you referring to your list in the plural? I mean, who is this we you're talking about here? These are your plans, and much like your chess playing capabilities, you can't even accidentally get a single thing right. Every single thing that you listed is going to guarantee you one thing and one thing alone, and that is multiple single girl summers, falls, winters, and springs. You're not nearly as big of a prize as you think you are. Now, if you want to go chase Chad this summer, then be my freaking guest. Most of us are too busy living our lives to care with what you do with your body. Most of us already know anyway. If you need to add a theme to this summer, then that just means you're planning on racking up more bodies than Wilford Brimley when he tries to defend his moonshine still from a bunch of millionaire manhunters. And that's because you're going into this game thinking you've got the men figured out, but it's really the other way around, sweet cheeks. In their circles, you're known as an easy target. They know exactly what to say to get you in less than pants, and you freaking know it. That's why this cool girl summer is a myth. It's more like a loser girl summer, and you are the main character, baby. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.